100 yards, yards per pass 9.5, 15 touchdowns with a passer rating of 128. That's second best in the league behind only Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. So, should Jayden be worried?
Oh, I thought you might have one that shows his numbers without McLaurin.
Oh.
That would have been
bad job, Wilds. God, you really
Josh?
I'm just, am I right,
I just
though?
got embarrassed.
I'd like to see a comparison.
What do you want me to do, buddy?
I'm just saying his numbers were great.
It's a good
overall.
stat.
Maybe. It's a good stat, but maybe it was close to as good without McLaurin.
I'm sure it wasn't. Josh, was he good without McLaurin?
See how quickly
targeting other guys.
Give me a
He
break.
had a 115.
So then when he's not targeting McLaurin, it's like a little over 100.
All right, let him go then. If this is the type of attitude, you can come join the Patriots. We got plenty of cap space.
You should be concerned because he's your best receiver, obviously, and you're a deep ball thrower. He's your best deep ball threat. One of the greatest deep ball threats in the league. So
91.8 when targeting everyone else.
Okay, so they're see,
you know what?
That's great. They should be really
I need to be pushed. I appreciate
There you go.
That. That's
see?
called iron sharpens
That's
iron.
the
You don't
Johnson.
do that. I put up a stat. You're just like, oh, that's interesting. This guy's trying to make me better.
You're right. In the history of the show, I think that's the first time ever someone's put up a full screen that they had made, and the response was, "Why
Where's
isn't there
the rest?
more? Where's the?"
Well, I cut my teeth at the New York.
That's right.
Yeah,
I'm getting better at being here.
Go ahead, bro.
But no, look. Here's the baffling thing, and I think McLaurin is great. I don't think he's, top 5 receiver in the league. So I get that you might not want to give that money. But you don't want to give that money up. But this is the benefit when you have a quarterback who's really good in his rookie scale. This is what you're supposed to do. You're not paying him much,
That's right.
so you go out and pay the other guys so you can maybe win a Super Bowl.
They kind of have, though.
Yeah, they Tunsil and
they traded for Laramie
things,
Tunsil. They've done a lot to upgrade the offense.
But they got to get McLaurin. And they will.
No, right. I think that this is going to be one of those deals where he gets either a nominal raise or what, you know what I mean? I don't think this is going to be all of a sudden Terry McLaurin gets a brand new, between T. Higgins and Jamar Chase deal.
Yeah.
It is interesting to me, though, Wilds, that he's flat not there. That he is, and once you cross that Rubicon in the new CBA NFL, where it's $50,000 a day and the team is not allowed to forgive those fines, you back yourself into a bit of a corner at times. This is what happened with my guy, Chris Jones. When he so badly just wanted to be back playing for the Chiefs 2 years ago.
50 grand. So by the end of the week, he could be down $250?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, let's not talk about all the money that he's going to lose. Let's just actually talk about, should Jayden be concerned? No, he should not. First off, I take issue with Bruce saying that Jayden Daniels is a deep ball passer. It's not that Jayden Daniels isn't great at throwing the ball deep, but to me, this implies that, he very much relies on just letting it rip and can't work the rest of the field, the short game, these more middle level throws. Right, where it's kind of like Russell Wilson, right, where it was like either kind of the moon ball or nothing. Like I take complete issue with that, and the stats don't even really bear that at all. He was actually lower. Again, and he's a rookie, so put this all into context. But like he was actually on the lower end of pass attempts for 20 plus yards or more. If you just look at his numbers, he was 14th. In passing yards from 20 plus or more yards, and his attempts were in terms of the percent of his attempts, he was on the lower end at 10%. CJ Stroud 11.7, Russell Wilson 13.1, Stafford 10.8, Josh Allen 15.1, Lamar Jackson 14.1, Jordan Love 16.2. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not like this was like such a significant chunk. It was nice, and they benefited and had a lot of success. He was up there with touchdowns, but I just feel as though that comment can be unintentionally misleading. So Jayden Daniels actually had a higher completion percentage on throws to Terry McLaurin, which in a lot of ways makes sense because you're going to be throwing more. You're going to throw more difficult passes to Terry, so that obviously, that's not like it's like a negative per se. But the reason why I kind of want to highlight it is it's not like a situation where Jayden Daniels was just feasting off of what Terry McLaurin was able to bring, and everywhere else was just like, uh-oh. I mean, like Zach Ertz was eating pretty good as well. Yes, the bulk of the touchdowns, undeniably, but he's a wide receiver 1. That makes sense, and this offense was limited from that that aspect. So I don't put that. Like should the Commanders be concerned about the potential of losing a weapon like Terry McLaurin? Yes. But Jayden Daniels, I think I probably take the most issue with like this focus on Jayden, and then we're looking at Jayden targeting McLaurin, and to me it just implies that there's this like a reliance on what made Jayden special, that it was like actually Terry McLaurin, and I don't see it that way. But of course, you're going to be better, and your team will be better when you have the better players. Like that much is obvious. But again, it's just like, don't get it twisted with the fact of like, you're only, to me, this is like the cousin or the sister of like, you put up great numbers really because of this individual player. And if you take away this player, your numbers are going to like tank, or you won't be as great or whatnot. And I don't see that being the case, especially with a great offensive mind like Cliff Kingsbury and being able to navigate that. But like, if anything, I look at it more through the lens of the Commanders franchise than anything else, and then just trying to figure out like, okay, what weapons do we have? Obviously you have Debo, Zach Ertz, who's going to be a year older, so you have to take that in consideration. You're banking on the O-line being better and the run game being better, which would then also open up the field. And like I said, he worked incredibly well with these other shorter throws, which I'll show you. Working the intermediate part, so 10 to 19 yards, he was 65% completion percentage, which was 4th in the NFL, 1,041 yards, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, which I think would be top 3. So tied for top 4. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, who I don't see there? Russell Wilson, So that's why it's like, would it change their offense and kind of what they were looking to do, and could it potentially shrink the field a little bit? Yeah, of course, that's why. But do I trust Jayden Daniels' ability to navigate that and work around that? I 100% do. But for these intermediate throws, he was actually ranked 2nd according to PFF. For the deep throws, he was actually ranked 15th. And Derek Carr, who you got to kind of throw him out because he didn't really play the full season, so he only had so many attempts relative to everyone else. So it's going to be a little bit inflated if you had a lot of success, which he definitely did in those first couple of games. But it was Geno Smith and Russell Wilson, right? And Russell Wilson definitely, 50% completion percentage, 95 rating, passing offensive rating according to PFF, 5 touchdowns, 697 yards, and that was someone who didn't even play the full season, only played 11 games. So considering what he was able to do, it's pretty remarkable. So yeah, you want to obviously have a deep threat. You want to be able to have the receiver who you built a ton of chemistry with and rapport with and have that connection with, and you want to see the Commanders take care of this and bring him along for the team that you think is like you were able to take a step forward from last season, and you were just in the NFC Championship game. You want that continuity for sure, and I wholeheartedly believe that. But yeah, to me, when I see something like this, it's the framing of it. I question, why isn't it should the Washington Commanders be concerned rather than should Jayden be concerned? Like the focus on Jayden, trying to be like, look at his numbers with McLaurin, and that's why they didn't do the numbers without him. But it would be like passing yards would be like 2,600 or whatever. The yards per pass would be slightly lower. The touchdown interception ratio would be 10-3 or something. I'd have to do the math real fast, which I'm not going to do that right now. And the passer rating, like they said, would be like in the 90s, but it's just to be expected. I think also if Jayden Daniels was less mobile and had that aspect of his game, and also if he struggled with from a game management perspective as well, then I could understand that. I also imagine that this defense is going to be significantly better than it was last year as well. So yeah, it is interesting what's going on with Terry McLaurin. This is definitely lingering, obviously, not reporting to camp. He's expressed that he's genuinely frustrated and taken back right now by everything that's going down. He wants his money, over 1,000 yards receiving, a lot of touchdowns, obviously high passer rating in terms of when he's being targeted. So, and he obviously has had a lot of success, and I don't think it's fair to kind of say that he hasn't been a great receiver, because considering what he's been able to do with the teams that he's been on, he's had a lot of production. And the 1 year that you finally give him a quarterback who can play and an offensive mind who knows how to call games and scheme guys open, he balls out. So that has to mean something. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Washington Commanders, Jayden Daniels, and Terry McLaurin? Do you think Jayden should be concerned? I am curious how you feel about the phrasing of a question like this and a segment like this, if it is, done in a way to kind of like put the light on Jayden, or if it's just like you got to phrase a question somehow. I am curious how that lands for you guys, if it kind of landed in a similar way as it did for me. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're all on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.